Pennywise and Vecna are two iconic monsters who recently dominated the horror scene. But the real question today is, between the dancing clown and the psychic of Upside Down, who's actually stronger? So today, we're breaking down every version of Pennywise and Vecna to finally determine who wins in a one-on-one fight. But before that, if you enjoy this type of content, the goal is 20k, so if you enjoy, sub up. To start off, let's take a look at each of their attack potency, starting from Vecna. During the 1979 Hawkins Lab Massacre, Henry executed 15 psychic children and a squad of military police by snapping their bones instantly. To put that into perspective, the human femur is stronger than concrete by weight, requiring roughly 4,000 newtons or 900 pounds of force to fracture. And to add on to that, he was levitating multiple targets at the same time, meaning he was simultaneously crushing skulls and snapping femurs, humerus, and necks with absolute precision. To perform this mass biological destruction requires a telekinetic output in a class 1, meaning it places his casual attack potency at war level. But since he's the endgame villain, we have to skip to his grand plan feat. Vecna's true potency lies in his ability to act as a living bridge between dimensions. By performing 4 specific psychic murders, he opens cursed gates that converge to trigger a massive tectonic event, ripping Hawkins apart with a 7.4 magnitude earthquake. This is physically tearing the crust of the earth upon the merge of 2 dimensions. The energy required to generate a magnitude 7.4 earthquake is calculated at small city level. While he needs prep time to achieve this, the sheer scale of the energy he manipulates to crack the dimensional barrier places his maximum potential firmly in the small city tier. Moving on to Pennywise. In the films, Pennywise has superhuman baseline strength. He tears off George's arm in one bite and easily decapitates victims, feats that put him at war to small building level power. His giant Paul Bannon manifestation smashes concrete structures, and his final spider clown form effortlessly impels Eddie and shatters rock. His defeat in Chapter 2 causes the Nailboat House and sewer system to collapse, again showing small building level destruction. More importantly though, Pennywise's attacks often bypass normal durability by targeting the mind or exploiting fear-induced hallucinations, meaning physical defenses alone don't always work. And also, his key mechanic is fear. Fear makes him stronger, scaring victims empower him, while confidence weakens him, which is why the losers can overpower him when they stop being afraid. However, a big, huge misconception about Pennywise literally lies in this weakness of his. The only real reason why not being afraid works on a loser's club is because of their specific connection to The Shining. Without that, any normal human or kid will not be able to do anything against Pennywise. And don't worry, I will be covering Pennywise's true nature in the hack section, but if comparing only the movie version of Pennywise and Vecna, Vecna would take the slight edge in attack potency. With that, let's move on to speed. When it comes to speed, honestly, Vecna is not that impressive, but that's only taking into account his physical powers. So to gauge his reflexes, we scale him directly from 11. He could react to telekinetic blasts from 11 that interrupt attacks from armed guards before they could pull their triggers. In the Stranger Things universe, psychic battles occur at the speed of thought. To parry a telekinetic thrust from 11, who can react to bullets and explosions, Henry must possess reaction speed scaling to subsonic or supersonic perception. In the season 4 finale, Vecna matches a Prime 11 in a telekinetic tug of war, who reacts to her attacks, counters her throws, and invades her mind instantly. If he can process information and react to a girl who catches bullets with her mind, his reaction speed must also be supersonic. However, he has his clear limits. In the physical world, he was successfully tagged by Molotov cocktails and shotgun blasts from Nancy and Robin. This proves he isn't a speedster who can dodge projectiles physically, but he relies on his telekinesis to catch them, meaning physically, his movement speed is merely an average human. Moving on to Pennywise. As for movie Pennywise, he moves at least at peak human speeds, blitzing Patrick in the sewers and snatching Georgie and Victoria before they can react. But his real mobility comes from teleportation and perception tricks. He appears and disappears instantly, jumps out of projectile screens, and even relocates victims like Stan without even crossing space between. Adults often can't even see him at all, letting him attack freely while others remain unaware, shown in Beverly's bathroom. His fastest attack is the deadlights, beams of pure light that hit before victims can blink, effectively light speed or faster in effect. So while Pennywise's physical movement isn't super fast, his supernatural mobility and instant deadlight attacks make reacting to him incredibly difficult. So against Vecna, it would be a matter of how he uses his trickery or reality warping to mess with his reaction time. So I would comfortably give speed to Pennywise. With that now covered, let's look at their other forms of hacks. Now, Pennywise gets a bit more complicated when it comes to his hacks as it expands into novel territory. So let's start off with Vecna again. First and most obviously is his telekinesis. Vecna targets the body directly as he holds victim in place and twists their limbs until they snap, or he applies pressure to their skull until it cracks. It is brutal, internal form of telekinesis. Second is his mental manipulation. Before he physically attacks, he invades a victim's mind and he forces them to see hallucinations or their worst trauma, paralyzing them with fear so they can't fight back. First is his somewhat limited remote range. He does not need to be in the same room or even in the same dimension as you. As long as he has the psychic connection with you, he can freeze you and kill you from safety of the Upside Down. Finally, there is his hive mind. Vecna is the brain of the Upside Down. He controls the vines and the monsters, meaning he can use the environment itself to attack or spy on his enemies. All of this does sound somewhat impressive, although we can't forget his opponent is Pennywise, also known as It, or more accurately, the Deadlights. Novel Pennywise is technically not a monster or a clown, and not even that strange spider the losers saw in the sewers. Those are just avatars, limited shapes forced into our three-dimensional reality. Its true identity is the Deadlights, a high-dimensional being that exists in the macroverse, a realm that lies outside all creation. Before the universe was born, only two entities existed there: Maturin the Turtle, a creator figure, and It, the ancient predator. Because the Deadlights reside beyond time, space, and the narrative structure itself, Novel Pennywise scales to high 1A, meaning it can affect realities, concepts, and even infinite dimensional cosmology that dwarf entire universes. This alone explains why Novel Pennywise's destructive power is about erasing things fundamentally, meaning their existence itself would be erased. Looking at the Deadlights tears apart your soul, consciousness, and sanity on a plane humans aren't even built to perceive. It bypasses the physical realm entirely, and through fear, Pennywise shapes and warps a victim's sensory world, controlling what they see, feel, and even believe to be real. Its influence is so vast that every tragedy in Derry is tied to it, essentially manipulating causality, molding history to its own liking. On top of all of this, Novel Pennywise's existence itself breaks the rules of the story it appears in. Its true form is said to be beyond archetypes and narrative structure, meaning it can influence metaphysical concepts like fear, fate, and even the idea of the story. In simple terms, Pennywise rewrites the world around it to ensure fear continues to feed it. This is why it calls itself the Eater of Worlds, and not metaphorically, but because given time, that is exactly what would happen. As for speed, the moment it shifts into its macroverse or drags prey into that higher realm, speed becomes irrelevant, or immeasurable speed. The Deadlights can interact with places instantly and attack consciousness the moment it decides to. It can casually cross the void outside creation into Earth, treating infinite dimensions like a single step. In the macroverse, it is omnipresent within its domain, able to attack from every angle of existence simultaneously. And even when the losers kill Pennywise, they only destroy the avatar. The Deadlights remain untouched, eternal, waiting. It is not truly killable with physical means. You can kill the shadow, but never the cosmic horror casting it, a Lovecraftian trope. So while movie Pennywise is already horrifying, novel Pennywise is a god-tier, high 1A, outerversal entity wearing a clown puppet, the ultimate predator born from the darkness outside creation. So, while live-action films only show a weakened version of Pennywise, the clown avatar trying to salt the meat with fear, his true power is on an entirely different scale. When we factor in what novel Pennywise actually is capable of, it's not even a debate. Pennywise would obliterate Vecna in every single category. Even his base clown form, with his psychic dominance and fear-based hacks, could likely overpower anything Vecna has shown. And once the Deadlights come into play, it's not even remotely close. Pennywise takes the win.